Peace. Did you get stopped? Were you unlawfully pulled over? Did you get receive a red light traffic ticket? If you received any of the things, I want you to stick around. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, the little bell button, just so that way you can continue to get these new posts on the regular. Alright? More simple, light, trust core, Prince L. How to beat matching up with the video. It seems that anytime I record from my phone, the signal gets interrupted, but let's not stop us from getting to the meat of the subject. Alright? The vegetarian sweet potatoes. Alright? So, number one, a lot of people are sovereign citizen crap. Alright, so no, I'm not about to talk some sovereign citizen crap. Alright, if you in any instance start talking sovereign citizen crap, you've already lost the case for yourself, because the most courts and most states are that you don't think the law applies to you, when the law is really for the corporations, and you're supposed to be making the corporations adhere to the law by, you know, being compliant with certain regulations. Regulations like what? Well, if work for the purposes of money, you're driving. All right. Number one, there is no discussion about that. You're driving. All right. Any type of taxable activity is considered commercial activity, and therefore you are engaged in commerce. Now, your license might not be the proper license. So if you're driving a a post 21 adult driver's license, you're already flawed, because you're supposed to be driving with a class C commercial driver's license, or a CDL license, if all that other stuff. All right, the appropriate license for the appropriate piece of machinery. Now, that also brings me to the whole driving thing. You're still driving because you are using an automobile, and what else is an automobile used for other than to, transfer goods, services from point A to point B. All right, so even if it's a friend giving you gas money just to go up the street, that's taxable activity, and so maybe you should reconsider what you're claiming on your taxes, so that way you can get a little bit more back, because you're engaging a whole object of driving. You're not traveling if you're driving, or if you're using or operating a motor vehicle such as an automobile or an SUV, because if bicycle, you could travel by rollerblades, you can travel by skateboard, even electronic scooters now. All right, they're green machines all the way around that don't involve you having to use an automobile. All right, the moment you're using an automobile, you're engaging in some form of commercial activity, even if it's traveling for your own. Should be a taxable activity in your book and in your mind. All right, so let's get to the rest of this thing. All right, number two, or rather number one, if you're stopped and you receive a piece of paper, all right, if you receive a piece of paper, I want you to read the piece of paper top to bottom, on both the top and the bottom, that pertains to things like, when you need to respond, if you need to appear before a court, who the injured parties were, who the witnesses were, who the accusing party might be, all right, and what position you're in, if you're in any of those positions. All right, like now, let's say that you're stopped for a traffic ticket, or a moving violation, which could be speeding, or even unlawful lane change, or what else is out there, or making a red light, while it's in transition. All right, so like you receive a moving violation. Number one, you received a violation, a notice of a violation. All right, you have not received an actual traffic citation until it comes to you in the form of the mail, in which case they're going to send you the little crimped up piece of mail, with what appears in all capital letters, because any type of activity you do with an agency of the state is commercial. So the Department of Motor Vehicles for your state is a commercial agency who is permitting its members to travel under their authority, or underneath their guidelines and principles, for the general safety of the public. All right, now if you're not engaged in that type of activity, like meaning you're not driving Lyft, or you're not driving Uber, or you're not driving yellow cab, or you're not driving, like family members to and from different places, then you're not involved in commercial activity, number one. Number two, you shouldn't have been behind the wheels, but we're not going to debate that. That's a completely different discussion. And number three, you've been infringed upon because, number one, you did not ask what the probable cause was. Like meaning, if you did not cause some type of injury to another person or damage to property, there is no crime, and therefore there is no need for a violation or the issuance of any traffic notice of violation or citation. All right, or even a need for an individual to make an appearance before a court. But debated. All right. Two, you need to know the parties involved, because once again, who wrote the ticket? All right, the person who wrote the ticket, are they a witness or are they the accuser? Because they can't be both. All right, so you need to also be asking these questions. And if you don't have a piece of paper jotting these things down, YouTube, so you'll be able to go back, rewind, and at least let the audio catch up or hit you where it should. All right, and all right, know the sequence of events, because whatever it is that happened is your side of the story. All right, where you stopped, where you hit, did you run a red light, did you injure anyone, did you damage property, who was who? Okay, you need to write that stuff down, and you need to send that in after if you've been issued, and so forth. Okay, you need to respond to those documents, which is number three. You need to answer everything. If they say you need to respond by written notice, respond by written notice within 7 days of receiving it. All right, if they tell you that you need to appear and you don't have the opportunity, change it from being traffic court to possibly a criminal side issue, depending on the circumstances of your traffic ticket. Okay, in which case they'll issue a bench warrant and they'll send them boys after you. All right, and that is not fun for anyone. Okay, so be sure to show up. If you're late, still go to what's called an FTA, a failure to appear. All right, now your failure to appear can have your license revoked, have your warrants issued. It could have points hit on you. It could have a number of different things like that are all convenience factor. All right, can they inconvenience you enough to the point that you don't show up, and that way they can default on you, even if the officer never shows up to court the same day that you're supposed to be in court. All right, in which case some be enough just to beat the traffic ticket. Even if you don't have a prepared written statement, you could still argue your points in court, and at your hearing, or your traffic hearing, which is not is a pre-trial hearing. It's not a trial hearing. All right, or judicial review, depending on the circumstances. Like if there's like criminal things involved as well. All right, so like I failed to state that I'm not a lawyer. If you need a lawyer, you need to go get right. I'm out here as a civil legal assistant, amongst many other things, many hats, one mind, one heart, one aim. Let's get these people free. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that stuff. With whatever questions and in ways that I might be able to assist. I also do credit repair too, so be on the lookout for some credit repair videos. If you have any kind of questions with taxes, I also provide tax assistance. But my main passion is in healing. Just want to, so that way the soul is free to live and do as it may please, as it was so tasked to do. I'm Prince L with Moorish Temple of Light Trust Corps. I'm excited. I'm anxious to do some work. Here to help. Uplifting humanity.